So, welcome back. We've had some windy, wild weather, we've had some pretty rough weather, and we've had some pretty calm weather as well. So this one here, a guy left in the comments, he likes watching the boats just to learn about stuff. So I just thought I'd throw in here the bridge voyage is coming in after his week and a half out to sea. So he's just waiting for that tide to come up a bit. She's pretty low there, so he's just waiting for a bit more water. So yeah, when the tide's low, the waves are quite steep and grunty. So as he's hanging around, he's watching the sets. So there's some decent ones still rolling in that mouth here. You wouldn't want to get caught up. So he's watching that end of the tip head. You know, normally when you get a good wave coming up, she splashes over. So here's a bit more water in the river now. So he's setting up now. So what he's doing is he's just waiting for a set to roll in. He's just nudged in, and he roughly knows when a set, because he's some will time it and that as well. But he tries to get in behind a set. So he'll roll over a few big waves and let the big set run through, and then he'll follow this big set in. So here's the set rolling in. It's not a huge set this side of the day. There's a lot more bigger ones coming. So normally every like 7th set there's a massive one. So he'll be watching that too. So as this set rolls in, so you know, it's still a good decent day today, but it's not breaking or anything out further, just in the bar really. So in the wild weather you might get like shallow water out to sea, and then you might get so you got 2 breaks sometimes. So you know, some of these boats are going to have to take one set on just to get through. So do they take it on out the back or in the mouth? Probably out the back would be better, where there's a bit more room and they can reset again and then keep on going. So I'm not a skipper or anything, so if I put anything wrong in the comments, just put me in place, and yeah, just chuck it in the comments. So this is him, this is the set rolling through. So remember, he's probably been out to sea for a week and a half. He's probably exhausted and tired, and his boat's full of fish, so she's fully weighted down. So as he pushes in, so about now that set's rolled through, and now he's just going to give it a bit to get through. He wants to get through as fast as he can before that next set rolls in. A lot of times I go down there and film them, this huge big day, and then they just time it perfectly and you don't get much content out of it. So they're pretty good at what they do. I wouldn't mind a skipper actually to talk you through actually a little bit more about it, someone with a bit more experience and knows it. So just about now he's getting into safe water. Normally if a big set comes, it will just give him a wee shunt up the river. Sometimes there's a bit of a calm spot in the middle of the river, and other times it will just break right through, all depending on the sand, you know, the sand build up of the river. So this is him just coming in. So this is the set following in behind him now. So that was the first one of the set. Normally the second and the third one are the biggest out of it, so there's still a good decent wave coming up that river. So that's his timing and how he got through, and there's the guys on the back who pull out. So normally there's someone on the back of the boat, and if there's a big set coming, they'll pull out, and you'll know you keep it straight and make sure you square with the wave. So yeah, this is the next one, the Galatea heading out. This Galatea's, he's been working non-stop, man. He's just been going backwards and forwards. He's working hard on this Hoki season. So yeah, the rest of the boats are all the Hoki season, and they'll coming and going like within a few days, they're backwards and forwards. So yeah, I've just chucked in a heap of them. As the video goes on, the weather gets rougher and rougher, and I'll explain a bit more as they come. So the next one up is Redemption. He's heading on in. So this is pretty much a local boat. He's been working out of Westport, I think, about 100 kilometres up the coastline. There's another inlet. So he's been pretty much buddying up with Corsair. They've been heading out together. I don't know how it all works out there or anything. I'm not a fisherman, but what I understand is if one's catching fish, you can call them over and vice versa, so they can keep tabs on each other, and it's a bit of a free fall out there. We've got these massive big factory boats coming in, and so it's a breeding ground of the Hoki, so they'll turn on and turn off. So if they work together, they might both of them get a decent load each. So hopefully that's right. So if it's wrong, put it in the comments. Have a look at the deckhands on the back. It looks like they're pretty used to that rough weather. They've got some pretty good sea legs. So next up is the resolution. He's just waiting for a bit more water to come up that river to get the tide to push in as he goes back to some forwards. So here he comes. So once again, just watch these sets, what he does here. Looks like the sets are just rolling in now behind him. It looks like that might be the last one, or maybe one after that, and then you have a free run up the bar. Hopefully. Doesn't always work that way. Sometimes there's one in between the sets. It's a good one. The sea's a strange thing. Talking to a skipper down the beach a while ago. He's talking about rogue waves. It was very interesting. About he's trying to work out how they're formed and where they come from, and he was like, you know how if you're on the beach and you get them two waves hitting each other and they sort of push up a heap of water. He seems to think that sort of happens out to sea a little bit as well, and it creates a bigger swell. And then that causes a rogue wave. So that's what he was saying, but who knows? It could be waves forming together. The wind obviously is wind related and pushing together and form together, but he reckons it was the cross currents joining each other and causing a bigger sort of a swell, and then once you get a roll on, it will just keep on going. So yeah, them rogue waves. I've heard a lot of stories about fishermen getting hit by rogue waves, so yeah, it's just another thing they have to deal with. So as it was probably only a few hours after low tide, so with the calmer seas they can get in when it's a little bit lower. So next up, the Galatea is back again. So you have a look on the back of its deck. So it's probably done its last trawl on the way back. It's probably headed back, and then as it's pulled its nets up, they're probably on the way back. They've boxed it and iced it. So as they're heading on, it's only 30k. So they're probably not long finished icing it up and boxing it, putting it in its fish crates. So, and then straight back in the port, unloaded it and back out again. No mucking around. She's probably got a bit of weight in it, that boat. You know, with its fish hole full and its deck full as well. So that's the north side of the tip head, and the wind's starting to pick up, and so out the back there we've got the Corsair heading in. If you look through that spray, there he is. So pretty wild out there. I think I recorded about 26.1 knots of wind speed, the highest reading I got on my wind gauge. Not monster waves, but some pretty decent sets rolling up the bar. I don't know what his vision was like coming up there, because some of that spray was hitting his window. Couldn't see any wipers on there. I suppose with that wind it would just blow it straight off. So they're just barely tied up, and they're straight into it. As you see there, he's grabbing his fish crates and starting to load up again. So no mucking around, but the engineer, you'll see him later jump on. They must have had a fault or something, so he couldn't get back out till the next day. I think he left about 12:30 the next day. Here's the engineer jumping on board now. Don't know what was up with it, but yeah, it looks like they were getting ready to go out as soon as they can. They're just like into it. Yeah. They haven't even unloaded their fish yet, and they're just getting ready. I think there's a boat in front unloading, so no mucking around. So here's the Galatea back again. Unreal, backwards and forwards. Another load of fish. So what kind of crossing we got today? This is the day with a bit of wind. So my camera's getting a good hide in there. So next up, the Redemption's back again. It's coming in on this. This is the same day of that gusts of 26.1 knots. So I think all three of them boats come in at the same time. The last three. I don't know if they. I think the order might be a little bit different. It's just how I edited it. So here he comes in. He managed to avoid some. He come in when it was a bit on the lull, so he got in. But there's good sets rolling through that day. As he's rocking in and rolling in. pretty big sets just following in behind it. Just wanted to film them to show you what it avoided. If you just like this content a little bit longer, just chuck in the comments what you think, and I'm off to film some more boats, so we'll see you in the next one.